Alright, hey, welcome back to my channel. So I've got a very simple install today. I'm going to install the cheeky seats cover for my 2018 Honda Ruckus onto my Get Motor Ruckus that I've gotten into really good shape. The last thing that it really needs is a new seat cover because the one that's on the bike right now is pretty badly cracked and weather worn. But I've used cheeky seats before. I've put the Bride cover on my GY6 Ruckus. And I also did a really neat looking hexagon honeycomb one for my 2022 Ruckus that has an orange piping that matches the Repsol theme really well. But I really like the stitching of this one and this shape. And you'll be able to see it quite a bit better once it's on the bike. But they make these by hand, so when you order it, they actually custom sew it. And this one is particularly cool. So I've installed these before. They come with a drawstring so that it's very easy to just put it over the existing seat, cinch it down, and you can be good to go. What I plan to do though is, since the cover on the bike right now is cracking pretty badly, I'm gonna actually take it out, take all the staples out. I'm gonna put this on, stretch it tight with the drawstring, and then I'm gonna staple it in to make it permanent and look as good as the OEM one. So let me go ahead and I'll put this on the bike first and show you how easy it is just to cinch it down if you don't want to use a pneumatic stapler and go through that process. And then I'll pull it off, pull the old cover off, and show you how to do it a little more permanently. All right, so it actually has a little sticker that shows which side is the front, and you just slip it on. Let's see. I guess you can open that if you want to, you don't need to. So you get it around, then you pull the drawstring tight. You definitely need to position it to get it as tight as you can. Let's see. And I'm going to actually take the whole seat off the rail so that I can staple it here in a moment. But yeah, just like that, it's on and it looks pretty good. It'll settle a little bit and the wrinkles will come out, but I really like the gray stitching. You can get any color stitching and piping that you want. Again, that's all completely custom, but just like that, and I can pull the drawstring a little bit tighter too to cinch it a little more. It's good to go, but again, I want to make it a little more permanent, so I'm going to, and you know, maybe I'm not going to take the stock one off because I'm not feeling there's extra padding within this to add a little more comfort, but I also don't feel the old cover. So I think I'm just going to, from here, take it off and throw some staples in to make it even, again, tighter and more permanent. But great looking solution. Before you get the staples in, make sure it's lined up. But just looking at this immediately, it's pretty damn good. All right, so I'm using a pneumatic stapler and I'm using these T50 staples. They're 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter, and they're stainless steel. That's pretty important because I've seen sometimes staples getting put into seats that are just regular steel and just with all the moisture that's in the air start to rust out. So you definitely want to opt for the stainless steel ones. But the first thing is just to make sure that everything's lined up. Again, the stitching from Cheeky Seats is spot on. So lining it up in the center of these two posts is a good idea. And then just eyeballing it as you're stapling it. And you can see that if you pull it tight, it's going to look really OEM, especially if you're able to staple it sharp against these edges, as opposed to the drawstring, which leaves it a little bit looser. But if you're able to staple it sharp and see that line, it looks like it's factory. So again, I have everything lined up. I'm going to start off with a couple of staples here in the front and then just work my way around. Just double checking the alignment. So that's what the staples look like once you get them in to the plastic there. And I'm then just gonna work my way around, making sure that I'm pulling it tight at each point. And then also double checking up here, because if you do have to remove a staple, it's not a big deal. If you have to remove a lot of staples, it becomes more of an ordeal. But You just want to constantly check and make sure that everything's looking perfectly lined up. Especially this one, since there's lines that run vertically down the seat. If it's off, it's going to stand out. All right, so check this out. With the staples in there, everything looks really sharp and tight. There's a few wrinkles here on the sides that'll come out. This is just where it was folded in the packaging, and in a day or so, those go away. But super clean. The stitching and the piping looks amazing. I'll throw a link to Cheeky Seats in the description below. Again, I've used it a few times now and plan to continue to use them for custom seat covers, especially if you throw the staples in, because then everything just is super sharp and tight. So anyway, thank you everybody very much for watching. This bike now, I bought it for 750 bucks. I've put maybe $400 into it in getting the engine running better and cleaning a few things up, but a super good deal that I plan to put a few miles on it before I start to maybe tear it down to do a different engine conversion or something else. We'll see what's next. But anyway, thank you everybody very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.